getting all the stream stuff set up so that we have a link to the chat and stuff.
Yep. No, my boy.
Getting all the stream stuff set up so that. Hi, Elena.
Greetings.
Sorry I had to push this back, but hopefully we get to play that today.
10 or 20 more minutes, it's fine. At this point.
Yeah, it's better to play in October than to just not play for a whole month.
Yeah.
Good evening.
Hey.
Hello, my boy.
How you doing?
What was that?
Nothing. Just happy to see you.
Sounded kind of like.
Seeing me? Where are you? How do you see me?
With my mind's eye. You don't want to know what I do know.
Ooh.
He can remote project. Okay, so we got everyone here.
Everyone.
Well, everyone. Everyone that matters in this session today.
Ooh. Everyone who's relevant to the story and the campaign.
In this session today, not in general. Not in general.
We'll get it out of the final version. Just the first part, and that's all they'll need to know. We'll send a clip with no context.
Why is my browser not picking up my browser?
No, it's the TV size. It's the TV size quote of Antinomy saying everyone that matters.
Yes, of course. Of course.
There we go. Okay. So, like we said, we were going to do some backstory stuff today. Sort of fill in some blanks in the human side of the backstory. And maybe look into a bit of Doraemon's history as well, just because obviously we've done Ghostmon and we've done Pillarmon a fair amount already. We haven't seen a lot of Doraemon, haven't seen a lot of Kageaki, so we'll do a bit more there. Does anyone have any preference where we start in our flashback episode? While your characters in real life are in the hot springs in Digimon's city.
I demand that if we actually have a hot spring thing, that we do it like actually and not off screen. You coward.
Wow, calling the GM a coward, you are bold.
Yeah, that's because, I'm not a coward.
Well, if you really want to picture Taisto in a towel, I mean, go right ahead. But yeah, does anyone have any preference of where to start the flashback episode? I don't really have a preference, so whoever wants to set the scene, feel free.
If no one has a preference, we can just sit here for a while.
Yes, why not? Let's do that.
Perfect.
Yeah, we'll sit here in abstract silence.
Well, what should
I'll
we
pick
start
on someone
with?
if no one picks up. I'll pick on someone.
Go for it.
Cool. I'm rolling a d3. How do you roll dice again?
It's been that long, huh?
Looks like it's you.
Sorry, I was okay.
Oh, are you on mute? Sorry. Do you want to?
I said sorry. I was about to say sorry. I was pouring myself a drink, and I can go first if no one else wants to.
I mean, if you want to volunteer, you can do.
All right. Let's see. We have done Ghostmon already, but since we might be doing Doremon first, I think we could do a cold open with some sort of scene with Ghostmon first, and then transition into the backstory that matters. If everyone's fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So what kind of scene do you want to open on with Ghostmon?
I don't know. It seems basically last time we did backstories, we did basically everything but Ghostmon about Ghostmon. So I kind of wanted to do something with Ghostmon, like with actual Ghostmon. But I can't. But to be entirely honest, I'm not sure what we could do. Maybe Ghostmon is. I don't know. It seems that since we left off with Ghostmon, he may have been like wandering around.
Yeah, so when we left
that he liked to drink.
When we left off with Ghostmon, he appeared in the digital world in a different location to Cutemon and Pillowmon. He appeared at the scene of where Keramon died and Moonmon killed Pandamon. So we could totally do something that develops that side of the story, and sort of use Ghostmon's backstory as a way to develop the struggles of the citizens of Icon Village, but then we'd also need to figure out a way that Icon Village doesn't know Ghostmon yet, somehow. So, shall we just open where we left off and see where it goes then? Or would you rather, like, pan to a few weeks later where Ghostmon's doing something else? Or, like, what would you prefer?
No, we could probably continue from where we left off, because as I recall it was the prank that he did pull off was, it was mildly successful. It was mildly successful from the point of view that it actually managed to develop the character of Kuwagamon, but as a prank it was actually pretty lame, to be honest. So
oh yeah, you did something with his eggs, didn't you?
Oh
yeah, he literally just he gaslighted Kuwagamon by just changing just taking his nest and moving it to a different tree, which freaked him out.
Yeah, he thought he'd lost his babies, which is, funny, in hindsight, a horrible joke to play on a mother.
He didn't mean it in a mean way, but he might not he may not know the difference. If you recall, one of his other pranks was levitating someone's tie into a wood chipper. So
Yeah, that is true. He
on the scale of pranks that he's done.
He does have a very sadistic sense of humor, doesn't he?
No, I just don't think he realizes what consequences are. Anyway, with his previous prank being somewhat lame, I think Ghostmon may have simply moved on. But I realized that we need an important thing, which is music. Just give me a second to dig up some music track, please.
Is it going to be the Taisto enters music? Somehow.
No, it's not. Early. It's not going to be. It's not going to be that. I am taking this in a very weird direction by Taisto being. It's also the name of the track is Determined Eyes. I think you're thinking of that one.
Yeah. The one where it starts like do 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 whatever it is.
Yeah, that one. No, I was just thinking, since he seems to be wandering around, how about this one? So yeah, having his prank kind of fall flat, Ghostmon starts wandering in the direction of Icon Village, which still actually exists at this time.
Yeah, it exists.
Where's Fred?
But it's currently on fire, and there's lots of like holes in the buildings and stuff.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's great material for pranks. Where is Fred?
Fred
is dead.
Yeah, Fred. I called Fred, but he's not here.
Fred, my boy. Why are you so fucking useless?
Yeah, they shut down Fredbot.
What?
They did what?
So Fredbot can't grab music from YouTube anymore because of copyright stuff or whatever. I'm not sure.
Man,
Oh,
Fred.
that would have been. Oh, I see.
That could have been an interesting.
Does anybody know another bot that I can use that actually still pulls music?
Can't believe they killed Fred.
My current group uses musical tune.
Not Fred. Fred was the best of us.
He was.
Oh man.
So
musical.
What's it called? Sorry.
Musical tune.
Musical tune.
Musical tune.
Tune.
How do you spell the second word of that? Musical tune.
Tune. The word tune.
Tune.
You know, music tune.
Tune.
I don't know if I can make out what you're saying there.
Tune.
Are you saying tune as in like T-U-N-E or
music tune?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
music
For
tune.
some reason, I was hearing it as
Tune.
Kune, like K-U-N-E. Let me invite this bot. Oh, I need to remember the Gmail I've done this calendar, and I need to not be streaming my screen when I do this. Just gonna go back to the starting student screen. Why does it have to make me jump through like 6 hoops just to get a bot into the server? So annoying.
But hey, on the bright side, technical difficulties.
Yes, definitely. Mark that off your bingo sheets, guys. Select server, Digimon Vortex, continue, authorize. I am a human. Boom. Right, you should join the server soon. Right, musical tunes in the server. How do you use musical tune? Do you know, Kageyuki?
What?
How do you actually use musical tune? Is there like a command function thingy that you use for it?
It's M exclamation point, and that's the command. You can use links as normal. It's pretty they are all pretty samey, to be honest.
Okay, so it's just M exclamation point instead of like the weird double semicolon.
Yee.
Cool.
Pretty straightforward.
Didn't do anything.
Nothing is happening, Kagayaki.
Okay. What the fuck did we use? Does it need to join or something? I don't know.
Maybe we need to set it up on the voice chat first. I don't know.
Do you have to like invite it or something? Like, do you have to go like M exclamation point invite?
Okay. Try to skip and then press play again. I don't know.
Wait, what if it's just like, do you have to type play? Like, play and then the...
Yeah, you didn't put play on after the M.
Oh yeah, it's M play.
Oh god,
Yes,
that's loud.
there it is.
That is very loud. Okay.
Okay. We made it, guys.
It's another server as well, so it's already 20% for me.
I mean, at least you know. I mean, Fred was pretty loud, or Fred was pretty quiet. So at least this one is, this one can be heard.
Okay, but the important part is that we can all mark technical difficulties in our bingo.
Yes.
I actually didn't make bingo count for this one because there's only 3 of us. I'm sorry.
I'm just using the same one until it works.
Oh, I got 2 bingos at least last time, so I think I should do something about it. Oh well, whatever.
Cool, yeah, so you just pulled a prank on Quagamon and you were going back towards the village, which is on fire with full of holes and burning.
Yeah, that's true. Yes, excellent. Which is excellent ground for pranks.
Obviously.
You know, I think... Yes, obviously, as you do.
Everyone's just lost their home, it's just the perfect time.
Yes. I wonder who might I actually encounter, or who might Ghostmon encounter in the burning village?
You definitely see Mudfragimon, or I guess as you call him, Yukidaramon. Not Yukidaramon. What's the mud version? Tsuchidaramon. He's like going through the rubble, trying to pick up any belongings of the residents that used to live there, trying to sort of scavenge whatever they can before they leave for good. You see there's a Leomon in the forest. He's currently hunting for food for the survivors, who are a variety of levels. Actually, we have a few champions, a few rookies, a few babies in trainings. We've got some Bearmons. We've got some Bearmons as in the sorry, I meant not Bearmon, Grismon. Grismon. Bearmon is not the right Digimon I'm thinking of. So we've got Grismons, we've got a Leomon, we've got a few Bearmon, we've got a few Wanyamon, and various other babies and rookies amongst them. In terms of like mainstays, there is trying to rack my mind for who lives in the village again.
Oh, I actually know. I already know what the prank that Ghostmon wants to pull. So you know how you said that Leomon is hunting in the forest.
Yes.
Okay.
He's,
I think. No, actually, yes. No, better one. So Tsuchidaramon is trying to gather all the various important belongings that they need before they evacuate the village, right?
Yes. Exactly.
Okay, so I think what might be really funny is if one of those very important items that Tsuchidaramon is looking for moved quite a bit away from him when he tried to pick it up.
Okay, so you come across Tsuchidaramon. He's currently in like a collapsed mud hut looking place, and there is this cool looking banner that they have. That's it's like full of colors and like golden stripes and stuff. It seems to be like their city flag. And next to that as well is a big tapestry, which has some weird carvings of some humanoid-looking people with Digimon next to them. It's like a creepy-looking monster in the background as well. It's a pretty cool tapestry, actually. And you see that Tsuchidaramon doesn't have enough room left in his bag to take both. And so he's deciding between taking the tapestry or the town flag and which one's more important.
All right. Does he actually come to a decision? Like, does he maybe go for the town flag first?
Yeah, I think he reaches for the town flag, thinking like this will help us stay together and be united and whatever.
Yeah, definitely. That is what it does. Except when he goes for it, it just kind of moves away from him, as if some kind of a gust of wind or an invisible Ghostmon may have just snatched it out of his fingers. Well, he doesn't actually have fingers, I think, but from his hand before he gets to it. Yeah.
Cool. So he reaches for it and it blows away. And then what do you do with it?
Yeah. And then when he tries to catch it again, it moves just a bit away from him again. And again. Until it flies out of the mud hut and across the street near another mud hut, which is about to collapse in fire and ruin.
Cool. It totally collapses on top of the flag, and like traps it underneath, and then it catches fire, and you see Yukidaramon Tsuchidaramon literally you see him like lift his arms in a panic and like run comically towards the on fire flag and try to put it out as best he can by covering it in as much mud and dirt as he can. And
No, my prank is ruined. It was supposed to collapse on Tsuchidaramon and not on the flag. Cursed.
and
Oh well.
Uh-huh.
I think in the background you
Okay.
see Chichidaramon stand up and sort of sigh and look really resigned with this like half burnt away flag. And he says, you hear him say to himself, "Well, I guess that's fitting for what just happened." And he drops the flag to the ground and walks back to the hut and just picks up the tapestry. He says, "Well, maybe this will give them hope instead." And he shoves it in his bag and he's like, "What are we gonna do without Pandamon?" And he sort of just looks incredibly sad, and he starts looking down at his feet and walking to the next hut to see if there's anything small or extra that he can put in before they all go.
I think Ghost, like after he leaves the hut, Ghostmon, turns visible again, just scratching his chin, is like, "Gee, I think I suck at this prank thing, huh? That really didn't work out like it was supposed to. Oh well, I guess I'll just need to practice a lot more to get better at pranking. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to become the best prankster in the world. Yes, to bring joy and whatever to people. I'll figure it out later."
Yeah,
And then
that's totally what the Digimon meant when he said that you were a chosen one.
That is definitely what it meant. He's chosen to bring joy and happiness to people. He just needs to practice a lot.
I almost murdering them. But it's okay.
It wasn't even close because he botched it up. If Ghostman had succeeded, then he would have almost murdered Tsuchidaramon. But yeah, I think that's as much as we can milk that scene. So
shall we skip to Doraemon then and see what Doraemon's doing?
Sure.
Now, do you want to do a scene in that same timeline where everyone's just met the Diginome that's told them that they're going to be a chosen Digimon? Or would you rather set it way, way back in time when Doraemon is still whatever he was in his past life and sort of set a scene back then? What would you prefer, Kageki?
I feel back in time makes more sense. We'd be missing quite a bit of context otherwise.
Sure, so let's set it way back in time then. So this is... Do you want to set it... So... Would you like to set it before the first wave of X antibody, or would you want to set it after that? If that makes sense.
I'm not sure. Probably at the peak of his power.
Okay, so he was. Remind me, what Digimon was it that when he was at the peak of his power? It wasn't a Death X Doraemon thing, was it? It was
No.
It was something else.
Are we actually going to spoil it? I haven't really given much of a shit about that, but you've been trying not to spoil it, so...
I mean, if you don't want to spoil it, we can say you are an unknown powerful Digimon.
Oh, he cannot spoil it. Thanks, Antinemy.
I mean, I'm fine spoiling it. It's just if you speak up and say that you don't want it spoiled. I mean, we kind of already heavily hinted and implied what your spoiler was already.
Yeah,
What do you think, Kageki?
Okay. There are like maybe two people that don't know what it is yet. It's a little more subtle.
I think it's good to explore who you were in the past, because you're not necessarily going to be the same Digimon again in the future. And I don't feel like it's a huge spoiler to your character's backstory in my head.
Yeah, if anything, I'm fucking leading up to it. Yeah, okay. Oh, what the fuck kind of music do I use here? What? Discord? Okay. Discord died for a bit.
Is that how this works?
Are you trying to
Can
say
we
that-
just... Yeah, this from Wonderland to whatever Elephant posted.
What? Fred, come back.
I don't know, I've used this thing like twice. Let's try again.
We
We
just started again. We have to.
I think we need to.
this.
I think we need to anti-loop it first.
How is it?
oh,
Remove maybe.
I haven't actually got into
How do you unloop?
Skip 2. Skip 2. To I don't know what the fuck.
clear.
What if we just stopped and then played again?
Skip to 2.
Clear.
What the fuck is it?
Clear the queue. Now
Now we
play.
Okay, clear first.
That's not
There
that's
we go.
not difficult at all. Fred, why did you have to die?
Because he was useless. You see, this isn't useless. This is actively an asshole. There's a difference.
This is very calm music.
This is really quiet. I have to put that 40% to even hear it. Okay. I don't think that fits. Do we want... what's that scene? Like, what soundtrack do I pick?
Well, I'm letting you guys pick the scene that you want to set. So, if we're setting this like at the peak of your power, I would assume it'd be like after the first X antibody purge, and at the peak of your power, you're probably looking for some kind of prey so that you can get even stronger. Maybe it's good to do what happened between you and Gaiomon, maybe as a scene. And if anybody wants to play Gaiomon, feel free to put your hand up and take the role.
Either that or a confrontation from later on.
What were you thinking?
I'm not sure. To be honest.
I can play
It's like-
Gaiomon.
It's less like how many people are going to be in the Gaiomon scene.
Yeah, that's true. There's only going to be really, well, the residents of what is going to become Grey Canyon, and then Gaiomon and you, I guess. There's characters in that scene. I mean, we could skip to something later. It's more, I want you guys to set the scene so that I'm not dictating your character's backstory too much.
Maybe whoever could it be has managed to gather a small following that is not exactly protecting at this point due to history, and they're going to go into a big battle, like maybe the thing from that we saw when he got a flashback from PbtA Greymon. I'm sorry.
Okay,
You know, the scene he got from Metal Greymon X antibody when he looked into it.
yes, you got what was the scene again? It was you touched him and you got no, it wasn't. He was scared that the X antibodies were gonna come back, right? He had a flashback to the past when the X antibody first started coming and the big purge that happened. Is that right? Is that am I remembering correctly?
It's been a while, to be honest. I just remember the big battle.
Yeah. I mean, we could do that big battle. That's set a bit further back, I think. So in the distant past, Yggdrasil, the almighty god of the digital world, essentially, decided that they needed a fresh start, and to do that, there were a few Digimon chosen to be saved, and everyone else is going to be purged and wiped from the digital world. And I don't think Doraemon would agree with that, because obviously he wants to keep his power, he wants to still be the strongest Digimon that ever lived and all that kind of stuff. So I think we could maybe do a confrontation battle between maybe the Royal Knights and Doraemon and his following. Does that sound like something that would be more up your street, what you want to explore?
That works.
Cool. So let me set the scene then. So the digital world's in ruin right now. What we know has happened is obviously Yggdrasil's chosen its chosen Digimon with X antibodies, and Doraemon hasn't been chosen. He does not have an X antibody, and he thinks it's wrong that the world's been purged of all this Digimon life that could definitely survive through the purge and not have to be wiped. It's just a few problematic Digimon that have destroyed the world, and you can see in the scene setting pan shot that they usually have before a scene starts, there is darkness covering the digital world. There are demonic Digimon all over the place, but most notably on the horizon we see a ginormous Armageddonmon wreaking havoc all over the digital world, blasting things to shreds, tearing up the plates of the world. And you guys, you and your following, I'll let you decide who is in that following, have made your way to Yggdrasil's core to try and prevent it from purging the world, because despite how bad the world is right now, there's always hope. There's always ways to turn this around, right? And so I suppose you coming towards Yggdrasil and trying to take it out is gonna have the Royal Knights appear and try and defend it. So I think the first to appear on the scene is probably going to be Gallantmon and Magnamon, who appear on the scene to try and stop you. Who have you brought with you, PbtA, to fight against the Royal Knights?
If anyone wants to play them, they can just decide for them. I don't really mind. Either of you want to play one of the bad guys? / good guys? / something?
So which one is the bad guys and which are the good guys to you? But Sonia, you can. Sorry, Elfie, you can pick first. I'll let you pick first.
Which one? Let's say Magnamon. Why not? Yeah.
All right. You want to be Magnamon? Okay. So it's Kagayaki's. Ellie is playing Doraemon and some random assortment of Digimon that are facing against the Royal Knights.
Yes.
Yes, Doraemon's the peak of his power, basically.
Alright, okay. Doraemon the peak of his power, and
he's just a constant silhouette in these scenes.
I bet. Let me just.
We have to hint it more before we reveal.
Let's see if there are any more.
I forgot to loop.
Any more, like, what's a really nice Digimon that I like?
I mean, it doesn't even have to be. It doesn't even have to be a real Digimon. It can be a Digimon that existed before they got wiped out and stuff. Like, it could be like a Digimon that doesn't exist anymore, is extinct. Like totally
Bancho Keramon.
Bancho Keramon.
Oh my god.
Oh man, someone has to do fan out of that. That's gonna be so good.
Oh god. Okay, I think I'm gonna play a. So am I? That could be also interesting. Sorry, yeah, I think I'm gonna play a Spinomon. Spinomon. You know, the ancient pod kind of inspired me.
Cool. So you got an ancient dinosaur, a big silhouette with extreme power against Magnamon and Gallantmon. Are you like here to just like fight them, or are you here to like try and talk them into like reconsidering and sort of stopping Yggdrasil from resetting the world? Like, what's your plan with this confrontation?
I don't know. What is our plan, fearless leader?
We will ask once, and if they don't fuck off, we beat them up.
Cool. Well, ask away then. They're right before you. You're in like the middle of. It's sort of like almost like a rainbow Bifrost bridge that they have in this in the ice zone in the digital world. It's sort of leading into this deep spiral-like cavern that sort of is a big mountain that goes up towards the sky, and they're blocking your path. What do you do?
So, even after all this senseless killing that's been going on, your plan is to, what? Wipe us out and start again? Make all the deaths so far meaningless? You can fuck right off with that. Get out of my way or I'll kill you.
I think.
Oh, nothing is meaningless since Yggdrasil decided it.
Yggdrasil's word is
Don't be a
final.
fool. Don't be fools. Yggdrasil's word is clearly flawed. You can't expect him to kill all the Digimon in the digital world.
But that's the best part. He isn't killing you, he's resetting you. You shall be reborn. You won't remember your past lives, but there'll be no death and destruction. There will only be peace.
I have no intention of being reset. Stand aside or we will destroy you.
Gallantmon sighs and gives Magnamon a side look of like, are we doing this?
Well, if they're so intent of trying and stop us, then there's no two ways around this, I suppose.
Cool. So I think Gallantmon disappears from where he's standing, and
Nani!
like literally like teleports behind you.
Kid.
Why are you so fast?
His joust shoots out at Spinomon. Spinomon, you have a chance to either dodge this or do something else, but he gives you literally almost no time to react to this. He's moved so fast that the eye couldn't perceive it. What do you do?
I think Spider-Man is going to be glad that basically Dukemon committed the one thing you can't do to Spinomon, which is attack it from behind, because Spinomon's entire back is made out of swords that jet out. So I think Spinomon is going to try. Then again, Dukemon has armor. Spinomon's going to actually try jumping backward to skewer Dukemon with the blades on his back. Yes.
Cool. Roll to directly engage your threat.
Sure thing. There we go. 2d6.
I mean, should we give like
6.
Spinomon a reckless stat to add to it, or are we just going to roll 2d6?
Oh, please do, because I lose otherwise.
Oh, we could like, I don't fucking know.
I think we could
use
just
our own. Actually, no. Using our own stat lines doesn't work. I'm supposed to be good at
No, it
fighting.
Yeah, because you don't have a human, so I guess you don't have the reckless qualities it takes to fight against Gallantmon. So I think you jump back at Gallantmon, and he realizes his mistake. Oh shoot! This thing has knives in its back, and I forgot about that. And he raises his shield and your knives stab into the shield, and he literally catapults you away with his shield, and you skid along the floor and slam into a nearby. You slam into a canyon wall nearby. What do you do when you see your loyal follower be slammed into a canyon wall, Doraemon? I think Gallantmon raises his spear at you and he's like, "Turn back now, or we'll be forced to take drastic action."
So much for destroying us, hey?
Huh? I think you have your hands full with Spinomon right now. I'll handle Magnamon.
Oh.
And at this point, I just expect Spinomon to jump back out.
It now.
Yes.
Any second.
We just see like Spider-Man with like crosses in its eyes and it's like...
All right. Well, I think that amidst the rubble that's where the canyon wall collapsed on Spinomon, there's just a glimmer of like blue light, and then you can hear something like blue prominence, and a beam of like blue fire or plasma shoots out and shoots at Dukemon, trying to destroy it, I guess, but it's not going to do much to Royal Knight.
Yeah, he raises his shield in time and he gets
I
pushed.
thought I had his shield.
No, he flung you away, and with the force of his arm.
Sorry, yes, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
But yeah, he raises his shield and takes the blast head on. And you see behind the shield his feet slowly like stepping forward through the blast, and he's like making his way towards you, but it's going to take him some time to get there, so long as you can keep up that blast. Magnamon, what do you do? Gallantmon's taking Spinomon. What are you going to do to the ringleader that just refuses to listen to Yggdrasil?
How dare you?
I don't see how wanting death and facing erasure is better than just being reset, but well, if you leave me no choice, I'll have to do so. You're sure you want to do this? Your friend over here probably is not gonna last very long. You probably should help him. I'm giving you a chance.
Actually, sorry to interrupt. Are these the X-antibody versions of the Royal Knights?
Yes, they've upgraded with the X antibody to survive the purge.
All right.
Okay.
Well, wait, go for it.
In that case, this weird being snaps its fingers, and a small army of crystals launches towards Dukemon's back.
I will deploy a barrier in time if I can. If the rules, the dice gods are willing to.
Hi. Hi.
Is it the thing or what?
Wait, so are you trying to defend Dukemon, sorry, or...
Yes.
Right, okay, cool. Let's see if the dice gods are with Magnamon.
I'm kind of annoyed that the defense goes before the attack.
Oh.
I've never been allowed to do that, come on now.
I mean, it's because Gallantmon is preoccupied stopping a giant dinosaur's laser beam blast. He wouldn't have been able to react to your attack anyway, so it would have been successful regardless of what you rolled. So it's literally just Magnamon's roll to defend. And he got a 9, which means he defends successfully, but some minor consequence will happen. So maybe Magnamon takes one of the crystals himself to like defend Dukemon while he takes care of Spinomon. Do you want to sort of describe that?
Well, I'd say it would probably it wouldn't do. I'd probably go through the bits of the armor that don't cover his skin, because over design and stuff. But it still has huge weak points. So being careless by just not taking them seriously just takes control in the leg that's showing up. Just because they tried to show off by enticing Mr. Goemon unknown thing to attack first.
It would be a lot easier if we just revealed what it is.
Then go ahead and reveal it. It's literally up to you.
Yeah, just reveal it. Go ahead.
Digimon?
And it turns out that this mysterious being was Granddaddy Dracmon himself.
Wow.
Nani?
Masaka.
What?
None at all.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Yes.
I didn't expect this.
I didn't expect this.
My line, my evolution line, have you looked at it? Okay. Let's go.
Cool.
You just grew a lot in those 5 last minutes. I just thought you were
I think
baby bunch of Keramon.
I think we see Galapmon see Magnamon be stabbed in the leg by one of those crystals, and he yells out, "Magnamon, no!" And then he like says, "Final Elision!" And then like the laser beam from Spinomon starts being pushed back by this blue energy radiating from his shield. And there's sort of
Impossible!
this laser beam battle where like it keeps like going backwards and forwards towards Galapmon and towards Spinomon, and then and there's like a massive kaboom in the middle, as anime fights often have, and it sends Galapmon flying backwards, and Spinomon gets like squished even harder into the wall of the canyon.
No! Grand Dracumon, you must help us! They're too strong!
Okay, in that case, while Dukemon is still staggered, can I be a little shitlord and use my previous evolution's ability still?
What's your previous evolution's ability that you want to use?
The vanilla ones, just the the teleportation that I love so much.
I mean, I suppose you can.
In that case, I shall teleport one of my big feet, stepping firmly on his lance, and I will look deep into his eyes, using my Eye of the Gorgon to put him to sleep.
Cool. Give me a Unleash Your Powers roll. Obviously,
I feel like
no
we don't
pluses
even-
or minuses because it's in the past, but
7.
cool. You do it, but there's consequences to your actions. So he does get put to sleep. It's unstable or temporary. So I'm going to say it's temporary. He will wake up eventually. And while you're doing that, Magnamon gets a chance to react.
Now, no stepping on the battlefield.
So
What do you
Magnamon,
think
you see Galapmon like collapse and like get buried under the weight of his armor. He's literally like on the ground asleep in some kind of locked nightmare.
Magnamon shakes his head and is going to try and turn towards the big Grand Dracmon and say, "Well, okay, if you don't want to play nice, then I won't either." And just gonna shoot a huge energy blast from.
No, you don't! Sonic Slash Rain! and
What the fuck?
and Spinamon shoots all the blades on its back in a maelstrom of just torrenting, slashing death at Magnamon. Now that we get the upper hand, we're going to push it. Hello?
Wait. Well,
What do you do, son?
I'm being blasted by surprise, I assume. So
Yes.
I roll to defend. I don't know. He does have a big armor. He was trying to shoot a blast. So I don't think he would be defending right now.
You can't defend yourself. You have to defend other people. So the best you can do is either unleash your powers to defend yourself in some way, directly engage Spinalmon instead of Granddaddy Darkmon.
I guess I could turn the beam towards Spinalmon instead. Like, whoa. Okay. This isn't what I was planning, but... Oh, is it still up? Trying to counter its attack with my own attack.
Cool. So if you're trying to counter attack, that's a directly engage a threat. Roll 2d6.
Six.
Yeah.
The
So
knights are chumps.
you raise your arms up to go like Magna Blast, and then like when you open your arms, like knives just plummet into your shoulders. And knock you off guard, and your Magna Blast shoots out and takes out one of the tops of one of the nearby canyons and causes an avalanche. And the avalanche is gonna bury Gallantmon alive.
Good. No, wait, what? All right. And as the rubble clears, you can see that Spinamon is charging towards Magnamon to try to finish the job. Grand Dracumon, go and finish Yggdrasil. We need to stop his plan from being put into motion. I'll take care of Magnamon. Just go.
Can I coup de grace Dukemon real quick before I go?
You want to kill Dukemon?
Yeah. I'm not here to play.
I mean,
Wait, I thought
he's
I
buried
thought we
under
were the good
rubble at
guys.
the moment. I mean, he's buried under rubble at the moment. If you can think of a way to kill him, I will give you the benefit of the doubt. But I don't think you'll be able to like unbury him, kill him, and get to Yggdrasil.
I wanted to put a nice little crystal between his helmet holes before the avalanche drop, but oh well. I was on top of him after all.
True. Yeah, I mean, you can give it a shot. No pun intended. Let's see if you can kill a Royal Knight. Roll
He's unconscious.
roll 2d6, and we'll see what happens. And Magnamon, you can interfere with this. Oh, but you don't need to. Yeah, you weren't able to do it. The avalanche took you by surprise. You weren't expecting the Magna Blast to be directed that way, and you jump out of the way of teleport out of the way of the avalanche, but don't get a chance to shoot off the crystal in time.
I just give a humph and move towards Yggdrasil.
Cool. So are you running towards where Yggdrasil would be, or are you just walking casually because you don't care because you're too powerful?
I take this very seriously. I teleport there.
Cool. So you teleport inside the cavern. Magnamon, you see Grand Dracmon do that. What do you do?
Also, I want to close the entrance behind me with massive crystals.
Cool.
What would be Magnamon's priority? Yggdrasil's orders, so it would be to stop them.
So not dying.
Not dying, yeah, maybe. Would be a good start. When I just ignore Spinelmon and I feel like Magnamon thinks he's fast enough to just ignore whatever attacks he will throw at him. probably ignored the gallant Mon because it's his own fault. Is in this mess. I mean, come on, dude. Okay.
The good guys, everyone, are heroes.
So you're gonna
Take your job seriously.
I think the moral of this scene is that no one is on the side of it.
Oh yeah, at this point Granddaddy Dracmon is off the deep end, and he's been off the deep end for a while.
Yeah, the
Keramon
moral
is the
of the
good boy.
story is everyone in this version of the digital world is a dick. But yeah, Magnamon, roll to unleash your powers and see if you can dodge all of Spider-Mon's attacks while getting to the cavern before it closes up the crystals. You faceplant
Magnamon
crystals.
Okay, you die.
Yeah, so you like
Oh, come
speed off towards towards the cavern which holds Yggdrasil's core, and we see these blue crystals start to form and create a wall, and you try to squeeze through, and you get caught in the wall of crystals, and you're like half in, half out.
That's awkward.
And it's slowly starting to push in and start to crush you in your armor. What do you do?
That wouldn't be happening if everyone wasn't lazing around. I'm going to try and push everything back by using one of his big-ass blasts, which name keep changing depending on the version. So let's go with Solar Storm.
Oh, Extreme Jihad.
Yeah, unleash the forbidden move. Unleash the forbidden move.
The number word. Come on.
Oh, no. Big explosion with no name. Yes, let's do this. Boop, 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 boop. Does it work? It does! I blasted
works
You
very
actually
well.
did something. Come with the top.
It was sealed away for a reason.
So tell me what extreme jihad looks like.
What extreme looks like. Well, it gathers energy around them, it compresses it like a little ball towards his abdomen, his core, its own digicore, and then expands rapidly like a huge blast, which will propel away the crystals or break them outright, and maybe even just surround everyone who is nearby, so probably Dracomon as well. Everything is filled with white, and you're just going to create a huge ball-shaped hole if you're in it.
Cool.
So Digimon is fucking dead.
Maybe.
Fine.
So this massive ball of energy explodes and expands outwards, deleting everything that it touches. Spinomon, you see this coming towards you. What do you do?
And then Spider-Man died.
Cool. Spinomon gets deleted.
Alright then.
Grand Dracmon, the ball is also, you're pretty much at its epicenter. What do you do to try and survive this blast?
Is it a straight line to Yggdrasil?
It's a reasonably straight line, yeah.
Okay, I mean, I teleport to Yggdrasil. If it catches me, it catches Yggdrasil too.
Good plan. So you want to give me a 2d6 roll and see if you get there before it singes you?
6. We really need some special, some bonuses.
Everybody's failing their rolls.
Yes, because you don't have bonuses. It's not made for that. Mind.
Hey, I rolled a 10, okay?
Oh, I get it. I act selfishly. I get a +1.
Yes. You
I just need to die.
Yeah, so I'm going to say you teleport away, but not without sustaining serious injury. I think you get caught up in the explosion and caught off guard, and maybe it hurts you so badly that you're on like death's door, but you teleported away, and you teleported to Yggdrasil's core. What do you do when you get there? You see this. I don't know how. I can't remember how Yggdrasil's actually portrayed in like earlier movies and stuff, but I'm going to say it looks like this big floaty green crystal that's sort of resonating and spewing out different colors and digicode.
Yeah, crystals are usually what I think of when I imagine Yggdrasil. It's either like a crystal, like the Millennium Mon one, or like a ball sphere orb thing.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like a green crystal in my head, but I don't know what color it actually is. You guys know what Yggdrasil looks like.
I don't know. It's whatever we want.
It's whatever you want it to be. This is our digital world.
Yggdrasil was the friends we made along the way.
It is a rose.
Oh, that's so cute.
I am going to kill this rose.
That's not so cute.
Okay, yeah, at this door, this asshole is charging towards me. No time to talk, I just unleash every last bit of life force I have, every ounce of power at it. Like an unimaginable amount of crystals, alongside, according to Wikimon, I have a Deadly Scream that I can use. So alongside that, whatever it does,
Not again.
Let's just put everything into destroying this fucking thing.
So Yggdrasil is being, murdered from two sides. On one side there's extreme jihad, and on the other side there's everything Grand Dragomon is going to, unleash at it. Is that correct?
It's a special explosion that heals Yggdrasil, you see? That's a special power.
Oh, I see.
Yes. That's so
It's miracle. It's the power of miracles.
Exactly. He just does things and hopes for the best.
So, considering in history the purge has happened, I think what happens when you charge up all your life force and direct it at Yggdrasil to destroy it is Yggdrasil uses its last trick, and it starts resonating a purplish color, and then the crest of knowledge appears in its center.
Oh, the little shit.
And
The what?
It starts to takes in your attack and starts to absorb it, and you start to de-digivolve from Grand Dracmon down to an ultimate stage, and then down to a champion stage, and then all the way down to a Doramon. And then there's a big flash when the two explosions sort of meet in the middle, and then you're in a blank white space, Doramon. There is nothingness. There is just you and blankness. And in the distance, you swear you can see this little floaty thing flying towards you, but it's quite far away at the moment.
Well, we noticed we tried to kill our boss. That was pretty cool. Here, become our next hero, please.
Now let me just find the track I wanted to choose. Okay, so we are at a pretty chiller part now, right?
Pardon, sir?
We're at the chiller part now.
The chiller part, yeah. It's like a weird experience for most
Right.
Digimon.
In that case, I'm going to change the soundtrack before we continue.
Yeah, that's the same
What?
song.
Come fuck off!
It's because you looped it.
Red 2. Oh my god. We'll find a way,
Okay, if I... There we go.
Man.
Yeah, so you see this small white thing in the distance float towards you. You have no idea where you are. You are in like this pure white space. You're sort of floating. You can't feel anything around you. And as it gets closer, you can make out that it's a small diginome.
Did I die? After all this hell, did I whiff at the last second? After everyone who's died to get me here.
Fear not, friend, the diginome says, for you've been chosen.
Doraemon looks around to find literally anyone else that in the space. Yeah, no, this is a mistake.
No, it's definitely not a mistake, he says, and he pulls out this clipboard that has like a list of Digimon names on it, and he's like, "You're right here, Doraemon. You're on my list. You're a chosen partner. You've heard the destiny."
Out of curiosity, what are the other names on that list?
I was about to say I want to be the last one chosen for that, so that Diginome just looks at me and says, "You're actually the only fucking one properly chosen."
Yeah, but the screen conveniently only shows two names at the bottom, and it says Doraemon, and beneath it is Gazimon.
Curse you!
It's conveniently cut on that screen, and everything above it's just cut off. You don't know who the other three are. And he's like, "No, you're definitely on the list. You know the legend of the Digidestin, right? Well, you're a chosen partner. You're gonna save the digital world, kid. The next time darkness rears its ugly head, well, Yggdrasil's decided, you got the spunk to do it."
Such a bitch move. Such a bitch move.
Doraemon just stares at the Diginome for a few seconds, baffled, absolutely baffled at this. So, wait, who chose me?
Well, the big guy, the man upstairs.
Yggdrasil chose me.
Yeah.
What son of a bitch.
When you get chosen to become a partner to a chosen child, your data gets reset back to its infantile stage. So unfortunately, you've lost all of your powers and accolades from your life before, but trust me, you'll come back even more powerful to face against the darknesses of the digital world once you meet your chosen human.
Wait. Do you know who I am?
Why, of course.
And you're okay with this?
Well, it was this, or Yggdrasil gets destroyed, and, well, this is the better of two evils, I guess. But trust me, this is for the best, Doraemon. He, floats over beside you and puts a hand on your shoulder, and he's like, I know you feel lost, and I know you feel like everyone you've ever known is going to be gone, but it's better than having the entire world destroyed. And hey, if you still disagree when you've met your chosen kid and you've got all your power back, you know where Yggdrasil is.
You're actually suggesting this? Are you out of your mind?
Look, I don't control the whims of Yggdrasil. He always has a plan. And, well, you're part of it now. And if you don't want to be part of it and you want to cut yourself out, then I guess that's also Yggdrasil's plan.
So, am I being told that I picked the wrong path? Should I have that? Maybe... Maybe then this is a chance to take a different path.
It's a chance to reinvent yourself. To right the wrongs of your past life. To be a hero.
You know what? I'll do that, and I'm sure that my partners would never harm a fly.
Now, you may feel a little dizzy when you come back. I'm going to be keeping you in stasis for quite a while. You see, darkness doesn't just appear in the digital world from the get-go after a reset. It's gonna take a few years. But, you know, darkness always rears its ugly head, and when it does, the digital world's gonna need you, Doraemon, more than anyone. And then with a big flash, the scene fades to white. And I think the next scene we see is Doraemon waking up in a very unfamiliar to him forest, but familiar to everybody else that's ever seen this series forest. With technology hanging from the trees, and servers buried in the soil around him, and the sun is glistening through the wire leaves, and Doraemon looks up at something he hasn't seen in so long because of the darkness that has plagued the digital world. How does it make Doraemon feel to see a digitized sun again?
I think he just stares at it in disbelief for a solid hour, not saying a single word.
Cool. So, a few hours pass of you burning your eyes out looking at the sun.
It's digitized, it's fine.
And I think what comes upon you is I think we see Pillowmon, and we see a T-posing Cutemon.
Yes.
Does this count as proposing menacingly? Can I take my bingo?
Come upon you and find you in the grassy plains of the jungle that they're making their way through.
Keramon is going to throw a rock next to you.
Why?
I was told throwing rocks at people was not a good way to say hi.
So you... Well, then why did you throw it?
I'm not sure.
Like...
I think I want to say hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hello. This is me, Keramon, and this is don't mind him. He's weird.
It's okay. Won't he sound cramped like that?
What are you doing lying on the floor? Cutemon says, and he lifts out an arm and reaches it at you, and it's like, I haven't seen a Digimon like you before. Huh. He he tries to grab your would-be hand. That's actually a big claw.
It's 3 claws.
3 claws.
Thank you very much. I give him my claw and stand up.
So, what do we call you? I've never seen a Digimon like you before. This is a new one for me.
We should be all... Oh. I'm Doraemon.
Doraemon, huh? You see this, schemy look on his face, like he's going to do something horrible to you, and then he sort of snaps himself out of it and says, he shakes his head, and he's like, well, Doraemon, we're heading this way. There's a feeling inside us telling us to go that way, and he lets out this aura that glows a bright yellow. And Pillowmon does the same, and her aura glows a bright pink, and it's pulling them in a direction. And as they do that, you notice that you start to glow a purple, the same purple that the Yggdrasil stone glowed before you woke up here.
I flinch a bit.
Yeah, it's weird, but it doesn't seem to harm us. It's a weird light. Funny. So we're just going to see what's that all about. Yeah.
Doesn't seem to harm us, eh?
Well, So far, it hasn't.
Sure, why not? I'll play your game for a bit. He says menacingly towards the sky. No context given ever.
You get it, Yggdrasil?
So, you don't like clouds? Oh, I see.
Sure, let's go with that.
But Pillowman is like a cloud herself.
No, Pillamon is a marshmallow.
Yeah.
Cool. So I think the next thing we're going to cut to is back to Ghostmon, because he still needs to meet up with all of you guys that have been reincarnated.
I was gonna say that as the three of them start, wandering somewhere, the camera is left behind, as they walk into the horizon or amongst the trees, and then from off screen you can see a blue plasma hand that comes from behind a tree or something and glows in a red light.
Oh, so you're following them?
Yes, the implication is that Ghostmon is following them.
Cool. So what's the next scene we should set then here? So I guess the next scene that's logical to set is when you're about to be assassinated.
What?
Oh.
Unless
Life is adventure, and I am bad at it.
Unless you guys wanted a more light-hearted scene, which doesn't involve assassination first.
No, it's fine. We can do that, or we can do something else.
Perfect. If we want something more lighthearted, we can just explore Sonia's trauma more.
Yeah, I think what we're gonna do first then is we flash forward maybe a week or two, and you've met up with Gazimon along the way, which I'm sure eventually when Pablo comes to one of these flashback sessions, we'll fill in the gaps of how you guys met with Gazimon.
Gazimon, you're so cool. I can't believe all of those things you did back there. Wow.
Yeah, I sure did a lot, huh? And you basically get the entire gang together. Everyone's there, and what am I going to say next? Yeah, so you're sort of you sort of made refuge at this nearby camp that Ghostmon directed you to, where Chichidaramon and Leomon and a bunch of other Digimon have taken refuge in the forest and set up a new camp. Most of the Digimon are struggling there to survive. They're really low on bits. A lot of the champion level Digimon have de-digivolved down even to in training level, and they're very much struggling to get by. So let's set a scene at what will become Icon City again. How do you sort of introduce yourselves to them? Like, because obviously Ghostmon, you've been trailing them and pranking them for the past few weeks, and then went off to find the other Digidestin.
Guys, let me. I know these guys, so if you guys let me go first, I can do the talking. I can do the introductions. I have just the introduction in mind.
Do I trust those words?
Do you want to see through Ghostmon? Not literally, but figuratively.
Has Ghostmon pulled down his shit while we were traveling?
I am sure that Ghostmon has pranked you several
Yes.
times during this travel.
I do not trust those words.
Oh, come on. What's the worst that could happen?
You set fire to the forest again? For the third time?
It's not my fault that I made a fire.
Yes, but it is your fault that you throw it around.
That's ghost-ist. I can't believe that you, of all people, all Digimon would say that to me.
And why not?
fair point.
Right.
How do you say? How do you introduce yourself again? I forgot.
Don't throw a rock.
Yes, right.
Yeah, you throw fireballs instead. What? Who said that?
Keramon just puts the rock
I
back
can
down.
not throw a rock.
Introduce yourself, eh? Haven't actually done that in
Yeah,
God knows how long.
Sonya goes to pick up a rock and instead grabs the ear of a Gotsumon.
Pillowmon.
Sorry,
yes.
Pillowmon, yes, sorry. Grabs
So he
the...
teleports in, grabs a Gotsumon and fucks off.
This is not my new best friend now.
It's just a Digimon that constantly says hello to you. Sorry, go ahead, Tristan.
Oh, sorry. I meant to mute myself.
Oh, I thought you were trying to say something.
Scratching my head off my head.
So how do you approach them? Sorry, because Ghostmon said he would introduce you, but you don't trust him to do that. So what's your approach? You see, that there's like, it's really rudimentary. Like they've set up a couple of small like mud huts that obviously Digimons put together. They've got like a little campfire in the middle, and they're like scraping by.
Maybe if we told them about the selection, it would help.
Sorry, tell them about
The selection.
Oh,
the
that your chosen Digimon.
Chosen. That does ring a bell. It seems as if I've forgotten something. Oh well. I think that's a great idea. Let me just go and tell them about the selection right now.
Cool. Ghostmon floats off towards the settlement.
Yes. Yes. Ghostmon turns invisible and just, well, you wouldn't know it, but starts flying towards the settlement.
Dortmund like raises a hand and then just gives up.
I think the best way to introduce, the group is to start by breaking the ice. And by that, I mean it would be really hilarious if Tsuchidaramon walks out of his mud hut and then got a bucket of water on his head for doing so. And by that, the ice has been broken, and then the introduction can happen. Yes, that is the wisest approach to this whole thing.
I agree. Water is wet. It shouldn't hurt like the rock. Yes, that's how it works.
The fact that you agree
The
worries
mud.
me.
The mud.
Cool. So you drop a bucket of water on Taramon's head.
Yes.
As he's made of mud, he starts to sort of melt a bit and turn into this sloppy goo monster that's like reminiscent of a muck from Pokemon. I know, blasphemy mentioning a Pokemon in this game.
Touching my head.
How
my head.
dare you?
Yeah, but he starts to melt into something reminiscent of that kind of shape. And he's like, oh no, oh god, oh why is this happening to me? Oh, all the bad things have been happening to me all through the horrible endeavor. All I want to do is lead everyone. And he's like lifting himself up and trying to dry himself off, but it's not working. And he's like, somebody.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh, that's a great prank. That's a great prank.
I high speed over there and use my fluffy fur to dry him out a bit.
Cool, you like blow dry him, and he like profusely thanks you.
So you're using a high powered like wind thing at the.
No, I high speed up to his position and then use my fur to.
Drag
him out.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I'm not going to kill the guy.
You towel rub him and get mud all over yourself.
Yes, I do.
And he profusely thanks you for saving his. Well, not saving his life. He would live as a mud puddle, but obviously it would be a very enjoyable life. So yeah, he thanks you profusely, doing the classic Japanese bow several times in a row, and invites you and Pillowmon into the city. And he's like, I don't know why, but these things have been happening to me for the past 3 weeks while we've been trying to rebuild, and it's been an absolute nightmare trying to set up this settlement. But I hope the tragedies that have befalled us won't befall you. And well, welcome to our very humble settlement. This is Icon Camp, I guess, he says, and he like waves. He's like, this hut over here's mine, and this hut over here's Leomon's, and the babies stay here, and well, that's the tour concluded.
It's so big. I'm uncomfortable with big cities.
That's big.
It is not?
How much time has passed?
Oh,
This is a weird dynamic.
Yeah, Doraemon's like doing like weird calculations in his head. Like, wait, has everybody just gotten bigger and settlements of this are huge or what?
Are we like in post-apocalyptic settings now? What?
I
guess we are, actually, by definition.
Yes, this is we are by definition in a post-apocalyptic. I can't speak. In a post-apocalyptic world.
Αποκακαγάλο.
Apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic.
No, not him.
It's easy to say if you don't try to say it.
Post-Armageddon world. So you guys get settled by the campfire. They don't have a lot to offer you. They don't have like a lot of food or anything at this point. Like we mentioned before, they lacked food, and that's why you had to go to Cooler Coast and get them fish and whatnot. But as you like get yourself comfy and settled, you hear this low humming noise, sort of like a. Sorry, I don't think that came through the microphone, but it's a big zzz noise.
I feel like Doraemon would just feel the killing intent and turn around.
Yeah, you definitely feel the killing intent. You see above the trees.
I didn't bust.
You turn around, and like maybe a few meters away from you, moving at quite high speeds, is a Schneimon coming towards you.
Oh no.
This is very tribal music.
Oh no. Oh no.
What do you do?
Who can fight?
I can throw a rock.
Go sleep in a hut.
Thanks.
Oh, metal, come on! Pew.
Cool. Give me a roll, and I want you to roll with a +1 as you glow purple when you do that.
Ah yes, because if we know anything, it does the knowledge. Crest of knowledge is very good at fighting directly. 4! That is very in character, guys!
Yeah, you shoot this cannonball out, but you like misjudge how far away he is and undershoot it, and it buries itself in the ground. And Schneimon, he is right next to you, and his scythe-like claws swing down, and well, the impact of it hitting the campfire next to you blows you back, and you see Chuchidaramon stand up and sort of give off a very shocked like yelp because he didn't realize this was happening, and he says, "Oh no, the children!" And he starts running off towards.
You cut off at Leomon something on, and everyone's characters got 1 million potential.
Wow!
Yeah,
I guess.
The last advancement was also removed and replaced with your character continues living on forever.
It actually would be really good if we were getting potential from this, because god damn, I would level up a lot.
Yeah, we don't get potential from these except for the end of session if we want to.
Yeah.
It would be so broken.
I would like to try out something different at the end of the session, actually, when we do experience stuff.
All right.
I'm one potential away.
I will still give you your free potential, don't worry.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so he starts running towards Leomon's hut, screaming, Leomon, Leomon, the children, help, Schneemon's here, and, like, leaves you to your fate. Obviously,
Once an idiot, always an idiot.
idiot.
I don't understand why it's doing it either. We've already checked off technical difficulty, so there's no point.
Exactly, right? It's no point for it to play up. Yeah, so Schneemon doesn't seem to care about Tsuchidaramon. He's going straight for you guys. What do you do?
I shoot a bubble at Snowman.
Wait, you shoot a bullet at him?
A bubble.
A bubble.
Oh, a bubble.
You know, inheritance abilities?
Yes.
I was going to say, if you shoot a bullet at him, he's pretty much dead.
Frost is spit!
Cool. So you shoot a bubble at him. It pops in his would-be eye area, and gives you a chance to sort of make distance between you and him. I'm assuming you flee off into the forest somewhere.
Yeah, I just grab her because I can't do shit and I speed away.
Ghostmon.
And somehow inexplicably, Gazimon also flees from the Snymon.
No, I think Gajimon stays behind to fight, and you see
I see.
Cumon running off in a completely different direction, so screaming, "Every man for himself!"
Every Digimon, how uninclusive of you, Anti-Enemy. Every Digimon
I am
for
so
themselves.
sorry. Every Digimon for themselves. How could I?
There we go.
Every mon for itself, like
Yeah,
guys.
every mon for itself.
yeah, that's what Anti-Enemy said, right? Every mon for him.
Yeah,
Anyway, I think as Snymon is going to make minced meat out of Gazimon, you know, as he rightfully will. Just as the killing blow is going to be dealt, you can hear like, "No, you don't, little plasma!" From behind Snymon as Ghostmon comes to vision behind him and fires a plasma shot at the back of Snymon, making him miss the killing blow on Gazimon. Yes, that is what happens.
Cool. Roll to provoke him.
Yeah,
2d6.
that's what I was afraid of. It works actually.
Oh, man.
It actually works.
Yeah, it works. So on a 9, when you provoke somebody, you can get them to stumble, hesitate, or overreact. It's usually my choice, but I'm going to give the choice to you this time.
He dies.
Stumble. That is literally what was the point of that. They stumble.
Cool, so he stumbles, and you take +1 forward against Snymon now. And it gives Gazimon a chance to like uppercut him in the jaw and then like run away. like punch and run. What do you do?
Just run. Oh, sorry, flee. Ghostmon can't run, he doesn't have legs, but he can flee.
Cool, you
Can't catch me, can't catch me.
You do the equivalent of running but floating, and you run into the forest after everybody else, and once Steinmon's like shook off the fire from the top of its head, it starts to use its echolocation to locate you, and we see like a panel in the show where like he's doing this really bad clicky noise, and we get like a scene where we see from his point of view. And you can it's like a black and white sort of vision where like you see through sound, and there's like sound waves that come out and like ping against you, so he can still see you even through all the trees. And he starts like jetting forward towards the trees, slicing them down as he goes. And we see like a close-up of Snymon now, and he's got this white bandage tied around his neck as tight as possible, glowing this ominous miasmic purple and letting off this purplish smoke.
I wonder what that could be.
I wonder too.
It's such a mystery.
and he
I'm sure we'll eventually find out.
No way.
He starts slicing down the forest, and he's quickly catching up to you guys. What do you guys do to sort of like escape him? Like, he's relentlessly coming for just you guys for some reason.
I shoot the bubble again. And I shoot the bubble again. And again. Again.
I'll use the bubbles for cover for my metal cannon so that he can't see it as easily.
Cool. I'll let you have a +1 to attacking then. Roll to directly engage your threat.
10!
Yeah.
Nice. The +1 actually worked out this time.
Power of friendship.
Alright, obviously I prevent his blows from hurting us, and I take away his flight by bonking him on the head and making him slam into a tree.
Cool. He slams into a tree and drops to the ground. You see he gets visibly angry, and his sides glow, and he flings out a beam of energy at you guys, and it looks like it's all over for you before you could even become the Digidestined kids. And then there's this big flashy glow of blue energy in front of you, and you open your eyes and blink, and suddenly you're in an unfamiliar location. The sun's bright in the sky. You see these strange Digimon flying through the air that are like these white birds with yellow beaks. They're very weird. You've never seen anything like it before.
Looks like a Keramon.
You see these strange creatures before you as well. They're like humanoid shaped and have weird clothes on. And they look quite small. They're about your height. And they look back at you completely flabbergasted and stunned. And then when the camera sort of pans to who you see, we see Sonia, Kagiaki, Taisto, Zachary, and Pablo all out on their school trip, having just been confronted by their Digimon.
Some of us are T-posing, but we won't say who.
Nobody is T-posing.
The teacher is T-posing!
But Zachary is suspiciously holding a match. And while you're sort of blinking and coming to the realization of where you've ended up, Schneimon bursts through the porthole, and we get this camera angle where he's slashes at the camera, and then I think we're gonna cut the scene there, and we're gonna cut to the real world several weeks earlier. Can we change the music to something less
Yes.
tribal and more real worldy, it's like a school song or something? And we cut to one of you in school, I think. Who do you want to explore the human side of first?
Not me, because I'm choosing the music.
Taisto. We'll go with Taisto.
Okay, cool. So we cut to Taisto. It's the end of the day. The school bell rings out ding, 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 dong, 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 signifying it's the end of the day. And it's and Taisto starts packing up his books and shoving them in his bag. Where are you headed after school? Are you going to see your best friend Einari? Or
Einari is not here.
Yeah, at this point Einari's gone, isn't he? So
yes, he's very gone.
Does Taisto is he does he still carry that with him that he's gone, and does he feel a bit less more depressed about it still, or is he more energetic and upbeat and very popular and has all these friends at school and whatnot? What kind of person was Taisto before he came to the digital world?
Well, let me just open up the character bios channel where I've actually written this down.
Convenient.
Due to his outgoing and helpful personality, as well as his excellence in sports, Taisto is quite popular amongst his peers. For some reason, however, he can't help but feel lonely in his new home. So, I think somehow inexplicably, while Taisto draws, adoration to him, but he's incapable of actually going out with anyone or, making like genuine friends. He has a lot of like acquaintances, I suppose, but not anyone he would basically call a friend or even maybe hang out with outside of school.
So he's like popular in school, but then like doesn't have any close knit friends.
Yeah, it's basically all of his fault because everyone in school tries to get him to be their friend. Because
not everyone.
Not everyone. Sorry, not everyone. Everyone who isn't the main character who gets to make their own choices.
I mean,
And also anyone who's in
there's
Nashville.
also one character that isn't so fond of you, and that's Pablo, who sees you as a rival.
Yeah, but that's the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did your rivalry of Pablo come about, or do you want to sort of wait for Pablo to be his sort of?
Probably should
describe
wait.
that?
Yeah.
I'd rather have Pablo here before trying to delve into how the Pablo rivalry works.
I don't see why. Just decide for his character.
I mean, the rivalry is noted down on his character sheet, not mine.
Tough. He should have been here. Okay.
So Taisto, I think you're about to leave class with everybody, and then a man bursts through the door of the classroom. He has a big black bushy mustache, and he's wearing like an explorer's outfit.
Oh boy.
And he's got these big circular glasses on that make his eyes like huge and magnified.
Here's Mr. Soon-to-be Corpse.
I've forgotten
Don't be mean.
I've forgotten what we decided to call him. I know we wrote it down somewhere in the chat. And
that is actually also true. I also forgot.
We can just pull Digimon Severs and call him Spencer. My favorite name from Finland.
I mean, since we established that we're actually students at.
I texted
Since
with
we
Mr.
established that we're.
Sorry.
What?
I typed the word Mr. in the search, and there's Mr. Fancy Pants, Mr. Ruptured Kidney, and Mr. Blue Sky. So we definitely didn't write it down in the chat, unfortunately.
Perfect.
Bad. So sad.
What I was about to say is that since it turns out that all of our characters are students at the ISH, the International School of Helsinki, the teachers can actually legitimately be of any like nationality originally, so it's fine. Or if the name isn't, Veikko.
Yeah, but
like
it's really funny if he's Japanese, for example, and named fucking Spencer of all things.
We'll just call him like Sir for now if you address him, and then we'll figure out what his name was by looking back at the last flashback episode thing.
Oh right, you guys do that, don't you?
Yeah, we'll call our teachers Sir. I don't know what you do with your teachers, whether you call them by their first name or something.
I mean, in Finland or in Finnish, there isn't really something like calling someone by their any title or something.
Well, you could do that classic Japanese thing.
Addressing by the first name.
Just call him Sensei or something.
Sensei.
But yeah, the geography/history teacher bursts into the classroom, and he's like, he like looks at the teacher that's been teaching your class, who is a rather delicate lady who's been teaching you maths, and he like yells at her. He's like, "You forgot to tell them about the school trip. How could you?" And she like rolls her eyes at him. And he like marches towards the front of class, and he's like, "Right, students, which of you wants to go on an adventure? An adventure,
I think,
through history," he says, and like waves his arm out of the air.
I think what happens is that literally everyone who isn't Taisto. Sorry, is anyone else in the class with us? Is anyone else in the same class? I think Sonia is too young.
Definitely too young, by a few years.
Yeah, but
Is
she is a girl
Kakayaki in the
genius.
same class?
Don't talk
Is
to
Kakayaki
me.
in the same class as Taisto? Well, anyway,
I don't fucking know.
I think all the NPC students just shy away from the center towards the walls to be as unseen as possible, and Taisto is just left comically alone in the circle of death that has just appeared because
Wow.
he didn't realize to dodge out of the way soon enough.
Yeah, I think the teacher literally goes, "You kid, you look like you like good adventure," and he notes your clothing attire that you're wearing and the shorts you have on, and you kind of look almost explorer-y too. He's like, "I bet you have an air for adventure. What say you? Do you want to see the classic history of the fortress?" And he pushes a button on this little clicky thing in his hand, and a picture of the fortress pops up on the whiteboard on a projector screen.
You mean Suomenlinna, sir?
Yes.
Fortress,
Yes,
son.
the fortress. Assume anytime I say fortress, I say that word I can't pronounce.
That's in a different pronunciation every single time.
It's not even. I mean, I'm sorry, but it's not.
Was mostly filler.
It was mostly filler. I was raving on about the word Suomenlinna not being that difficult to pronounce. You heathens.
Yes, Suomenlinna.
Suomenlinga.
Suomenlinna.
Suomenlinna.
Suomenlinga.
Suomenlinna.
Yes, that's actually very close. Suomenlinna. Anyway, Taisto, on being confronted as an explorer, adventurer, or whatever, basically looks a bit absent. Kind of lost in thought, and then he says, "Oh, I guess, sir. I guess I have something like that. So yeah, sure."
"That's the spirit, lad," he says, and he gives you a big clasp on the back that almost knocks you forward. And he wraps an arm around you, and he said, "Now here's the itinerary for the day. Get your parents to sign this contract, and we'll be safe to go." And he puts a piece of paper in front of you with a sign on the dotted line thing, with a whole bunch of school disclaimers that are "I am responsible for your son. You release him to me during the day," and all this kind of stuff, so that the safety relies on the teachers and they have the parents' permission or whatever. And he's like, "Right, off to get more recruits." And he looks around at all the NPC students. He's like, "You guys, you need to be more adventurous like this young man here." And he points over at Taisto and then leaves the classroom after embarrassing you.
Also, get faces. It's creepy.
I think everyone in the classroom is giving Taisto thumbs up for thanks for taking one for the team that Taisto didn't know he was part of.
When you touch this piece of paper that's the permission form, you feel something strange inside you. And
Something more making shit.
and it feels warm and happy and
Don't describe the
and you swear for a second that you notice that you're glowing an orange, and then the sun gets in your eyes and you blink and the glowing isn't there anymore, and you're just "Oh, maybe it's just the sun."
I can't believe our teacher drugged our permission slip.
That's the vibe I was getting.
Cool. I think next we cut to Kageyaki. Kageyaki, where would you be after school usually?
After school, probably at the schoolyard, just making something.
Chilling out with the crew at the schoolyard, huh?
Yes. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics, but it's catchy and there's no full version because fuck them.
Yeah, so you're in the schoolyard inventing something. What are you making? I think Zachary's with you. He's watching you in awe as you build something, because he really looks up to you as a mentor. And you're showing him how it works, whatever it is you're building.
I guess that someone... Okay. Someone probably asked me to make something to help them out, but the question is what? That's actually a good question. What the fuck would they ask me to make?
Something for their phone, maybe. I don't know.
If you can't decide, I have something plot-worthy that I could throw at it.
Ooh,
Sure.
take it.
So I
Take
think
the bait.
rather than it being like a hobby project or a joy project, I think your parents have tasked you with building something that works towards the project they're working on. Your family are currently working on something to do with quantum theory and some kind of digital physics, and something remotely jargony that no one would understand if it came onto television, just so that we have the loophole to do whatever we want with this science. And basically they're trialing making wormholes to other dimensions.
Actually, yeah, I'm just working on the laptop. Since that's what initiated the thingy.
That's the thing that did what, the thingy?
The laptop that initiated the portal in the first place.
Oh, was it a laptop that did it? I was always thinking it was one of your gadgets or something.
Yeah, it's a laptop is a gadget.
A laptop is a gadget, but I meant like an invented gadget. But if it's just a laptop, that's cool. So yeah, you're fiddling around with your laptop trying to do some sort of calculation to open a portal to a new world or whatever, and like trying to follow your father's theory. We get like a little flashback to your dad. He's like a tall man with slicked back black hair with like grey sideburns down the side, and he has like this little goatee beard, and he's in like a big white lab coat. And you like we get like a flash of your home life where like your home life is basically a lab. Like your parents live in a laboratory essentially, and they have a team of experts that come to your house every day and try to crack the mysteries of interdimensional travel. And literally your entire house life is full of experiments, and that's probably where your curiosity and wonder of invention and all this comes from, is your parents' enthusiasm with whatever it is they're doing at the current time. And I think you're trying to explain this to Zach, and Zach is not getting any of it, but is just in absolute awe.
Yeah, he won't get anything for a good decade yet.
And like as you're like fiddling with the computer, you see in the distance the small bald teacher with the big glasses and the mustache. He's like chasing after some students with a piece of paper in hand, and he's like, "Don't you feel adventurous, kids?" And they're like running away from him, like, "Get away! I don't want to go on a school trip. I have homework." And they're running away. And then his eye catches you out of the corner of his vision, and he's like, he like changes course completely and does the whole thing where he pushes up the glasses and it glints, and he like runs towards you and Zachary.
I just lowered my head. Nope.
Is he like dragging resigned to his fate Daisto behind him?
He can be.
Right. Yes. I think that's what's happening. For some reason, he hasn't let go of Daisto, even though everything he needs, he's already gotten everything he needs out of him.
Exactly.
For now.
That's wording.
He slaps down a piece of paper on top of your laptop.
Can you not?
Closing it mid whatever you were
also,
doing.
sorry, Anthony. I just wanted to say that what Kagayaki is trying to do is solve the problem of singularity crunch in the closed time-like curves that occur in a Meissner space, also known as an orbifolded Minkowski space that has been virtually projected onto a 5-dimensional space-time.
Child's play. Absolute child's play. Yes, exactly that.
As Kakiaki explains that to Zachary, Zachary nods in a way that shows he does not understand at all.
He nods exactly as we did just now.
Yes. I do appreciate the technical jargon though. That's kind of cool. And he slaps down this piece of paper and closes your laptop lid to do so, stopping whatever it was you're doing in the middle of your flow. And that's ironically probably the thing that causes the portal to open later. And he like puts this piece of paper in front of you and is like, "Do you feel adventurous, kid? You look like someone who needs to get out more."
Actually, if he bothers looking at me, I have an athletic build.
I don't think he's looked beyond the fact that you're tinkering with tools and stuff and just sees you as one of the nerdy kids.
You know, I can probably run farther than you, right?
And I'm counting on it, he says. And he's like, "So
Just
we're gonna
don't resist.
We're gonna go to a fortress, and it's really cool and full of history, and we're gonna go on a big adventure there with everyone from school. So make sure you get your parents to sign this away slip, and you're good to go."
I just look at him.
And he looks back unblinkingly through these magnifying glasses.
Sure.
He does this whole like ka-ching yes motion with his wrist, and he's like, "Score! That's 3 people I've got to come." And you see Zach just going, 3? And he like drops another piece of paper into Zach's hand, and he's like, "Yep, you're coming, kid." And he starts rushing off to find his next victim. Leaving you free.
And I just lift up and half fucking code is gone.
Yeah, so half your code is like...
That's why you use Control-C. Control-S. Control-S. Sorry.
Ooh, Yu-Gi-Oh! In the back.
I didn't get it, you can tell us.
Ricardo Ichiman Seto! Is what I just said.
Sorry, there is Yu-Gi-Oh! Happening in the background here.
Yep.
But yeah, I just lift back the laptop screen back up, and the code is somehow fucked. I'm not even sure how he managed to do that just by slamming it.
For some reason, it sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. That's what I'm hearing.
It's not.
He slams down the laptop screen. You lift it up, and your like code has like you've lost like several like hours worth of work because he did that, because your computer went to sleep mode, and for some reason didn't save.
God, I fucking hate Word.
Well, that's what you get for typing in Microsoft Word, I guess.
It's the Word computer. It's the Word computer. That's
sorry,
what
in this world there's copyright, so I guess Microsoft Word.
Micro hard Word.
Yes, micro hard Word. That sounds really bad though.
Not worse.
To be honest, Microsoft doesn't sound all that much better either.
Yeah, it's just the same thing.
Touche. So he recruits you to come along, and then I think the next scene we're going to set is at the orphanage. Sometime later. Sonia, you've got home from school just now. You set your bag down by the front door like you always do. Shrug off your hat and coat, and a whole bunch of small children rush up to meet you that are much younger than you, and they're like, "Big sis, you're home, you're home."
Yes, kids. Wait a minute, not everyone at the same time. There's plenty of me for everyone. Hey, have you been good today?
I've been really good. Did you bring the snacks?
I sure did. She's gonna bring this the bag of snacks that she bought, and the snacks that she didn't take for school for herself. And she's gonna go, "Kids, there you go."
They're like, "Yeah!" And they all like grab them out of your hands and run off with the sweets in them.
Don't eat before dinner, okay?
They're away. They've already scoffed most of them.
Okay. Sure.
And I think one of the adults approaches you. It's like a woman. She looks like she's in her maybe like late 40s. She has like black hair with like one of those awful straight fringes across the eyebrows. She looks very much like a sort of Karen with a fringe. And she's like, "Now, Sonia, what time do you call this? You had a meeting with a potential set of foster parents. Where were you?"
I guess I must have forgot. Silly me. Sorry.
Look, they've rescheduled, so you have another chance, Sonia. Don't be late to the next one, okay? It's tomorrow, after school, 4 p.m.
Sure. If nothing comes up,
Nothing will come up, Sonia. Nothing. And she gives you this like stern eyebrow look, and she's like, "You will meet these potential parents, and you will be on your best behavior. Understand?"
yes, Madam, I understand.
Good. Now run along. And she walks into the kitchen to start preparing dinner for the kids. There's like a couple of other people in the kitchen already. There's a man with who's quite large, dark-skinned, with very short curly hair there, who's like got like a mixing bowl with a whisk in it. And there's another lady who looks much kinder than the first lady, with light brown hair slicked back. She has a big smile on her face, and she's cutting up some vegetables and greets the other adult as she walks through into the kitchen.
So Sonia's going to go, "Hi, Mom. Miss, what's her name? Miss Frowny Face was pretty mean to me again today. How was your day?"
Wait, what? Sorry?
She's gonna go, "Hi, Mom. Miss, I don't know the name of the mean lady, but
The mean lady is called Elaine. We'll call her.
Elaine. Why not? That's a good name, Elaine. Miss, Madame Elaine was mean to me today again. You know it is. Was your day better, Mom?"
Are you like talking to anyone in particular as your mum here, or?
The caretaker lady over there.
Oh, the caretaker lady,
Yeah.
the one that was smiling with who was chopping up vegetables.
Yes.
You realise that Elaine's in the same room, right?
I did not realize Elaine was in the same room, so we'll change the conversation to, "Right, Mom, how was your day today? Mine was great. I can't wait to see my parents tomorrow. My new parents, I mean, yes."
She like lifts you up and puts you on this little stool that's next to her, anticipating that you were going to come into the kitchen, because you always do, to help her chop vegetables or make cakes or whatever. It's like, no, Sonia, you they're not your parents yet, but you know, fingers crossed, and you'll have an amazing family and an amazing life if they do like you. You've just got to make a good first impression. And she like puts a carrot in front of you and a mini chopping board with like a safe knife for a child.
So Sonia's going to go help. Go help with the kitchen. It's going to be, "Yes, of course. I'm going to be on my best behavior. I'm going to put on my bestest clothes. And my fanciest clothes. I won't forget to put them on to just go outside with my pajamas. That would be weird. I am really happy that we'll finally be out of here. Yay!
I think.
So
I think the bigger man spins around and says, "Oh, don't bother picking out any clothes, Sonia. I've got the perfect thing for you. the great thing to make a good first impression. And he like waddles off down the corridor, and comes back with a new outfit hanging on a hanger, which is the outfit that we all know Sonia to always wear while they're in the digital world. It's like got like a frilly lace top, and like a little hat that comes with it. And he like hands it to Sonia, and he's like, if you wear this, I'm sure they will not be able to say no. You will look absolutely adorable. Now,
Yes,
can you pass me the butter? I need to get some in here to make this cake.
of course, mister. She's gonna pass the butter and look
Well-
at that hat very angrily. Maybe if I break the hat, if I use the knife to cut out the hat, I won't look so. Yes, butter it is. Coming right up.
Cool. And I think like you happily start chopping up some vegetables, or at least hiding your frustration that they're going to try and pawn you off to a new family when these two people could perfectly well be your mum and dad. And then you hear a knock at the door.
I'll go, I guess. Just relax and have fun. Yes, I'm going to take care of this.
Cool. So
Bye-bye.
you go to the front door and skip there, I guess, and open it. And one of the teachers from the school is there. Big bushy mustache, quite short, big beady eyes behind the glasses. You know the guy. And he's like, "Well, aren't you a fine young lady?" He says, and he like holds a piece of paper out in front, and he's like, "You look like someone who wants to go on adventures."
Yes. Does it happen to be tomorrow?
Why, yes, it does.
Oh, I see. Then yes, I would love nothing more than to go on the best of adventures.
Why, that's
Of
perfect,
course.
he says. He's like,
Yes.
we happen to have one free spot left on the trip, and I thought, what better people to take on an adventure than people from the orphanage to fill the slots? Why?
Lucky.
Is that-
And you said that if we don't go absolutely tomorrow, this trip can't happen, and it would be a shame for everyone else.
Why, yes, if I can't find anyone else to volunteer, of course. And he holds out the paper close to you, and he's like, "We're going to a massive fortress. Wait, is that an International School of Helsinki uniform I see there? Why didn't you accept this while you were at school, young lady?"
I was in a hurry trying to feed the little ones. You know, it is responsibilities of a grown-up.
I see.
What are you doing here?
A very responsible young lady indeed, he says, and he
Of
steps
course.
aside, and behind him, grabbed onto, he's grabbing their arms, somehow with one hand, as cartoons can. Taisto, Kagiaki, Pablo, and Zachary, and he's dragged them all the way here, and he's like, "These are the people that will be going on the trip with you. I thought it'd be great to bring them along so you could get to know them personally."
Hey,
Why are you doing this?
you seem like quite the character. Hello, everyone. I see you're having fun.
Hello, Sonia.
Kayak is typing away at his smartphone, giving you a sap, and then not even bothering to look up.
Was this necessary to bring everyone along, really, mister?
No, it wasn't.
He always goes above and beyond, does this teacher. And by above and beyond is never necessarily a good thing.
I can see that, yes.
He gets miles too enthusiastic about his adventures. But yeah, he hands you this brochure about going to the fortress. He says, "Well, I guess I can leave you in the capable care of this orphanage while I go back to school and grab my things. Farewell, kids." And he leaves you there at the orphanage like an absolute idiot.
Do you know how to get home?
We'll manage. Or I will manage at least. I don't know about...
I can guide you to the bus station.
Stop. Probably stop is
Oh,
enough.
stop.
Oh, it's fine. Thank you. I'll walk.
Okay, then.
I can't
Well,
believe that he dragged us all the way over here.
I know. He's a pretty weird teacher. Also, a school trip with only 5 people? Seems a little low.
I think he was
Yeah, I don't know what...
I think he was hoping for you to hand out the flyers that he gave you, Sonia, to the rest of the orphanage to fill the slots, but I guess you don't do that.
Even in school. In that school, I mean. Okay, so he gave me like 30 papers. Do you know 30 people that would go with us?
I don't really know anyone, to be honest. I think when the teacher came and tried to draft people from my class, everyone shied away. I was the tribute sacrifice for the gods of this school trip.
How brave.
So no, I don't think there's anyone we can count on, from at least from
Well,
my class.
and it is tomorrow, so it should be a bit late to start recruiting people. What was he doing all this time? Well,
I think literally for the
hope-
past like 2 months he's been trying to recruit people and everyone's been running away from him because they know what he's like.
finally got to us, huh? Finally broke us down.
Exactly. He even gave you a personal visit at your orphanage.
What does that? Well, I hope it will be fun. At least I hear that the fortress is highly interesting, for its historical value and all that.
I think like it's at this point that like Elaine rounds the corner and she's like, "Sonia, who's at the door?"
My friends? Yes, we're friends, right? Do we know each other? I know Taisto apparently, but the others, I'm not sure I'm familiar with.
Do they have backstory?
I don't know. Kagayaki, does Kagayaki know Taisto and Sonia from before? I mean, Kagayaki doesn't approve of Taisto's methods, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Do I can't remember correctly.
Because you just slam your head on the wall until the wall breaks.
No, I mean it's on the character sheets.
Yes. It's one of the things
I
that
think-
probably will stay.
I think you probably only know Taisto and Kagayaki probably.
It would make sense. Pablo seems to keep to himself a lot as well. And Zach is pretty shy. Well, always beyond Kagayaki. I feel like I would have seen at least Zach. He's always
well,
around.
A lot of people ask Kagayaki to Tinker's sit for them, and Zack is always near Kagayaki, so...
Yeah.
It makes sense.
And Kagayaki's probably not Kagayaki. Zach's probably in your class, given he's on the younger side.
True.
That
We're
doesn't
the
work
younger
like that.
kids. I don't know how old Zach is, so
I do have it written
good
down.
work.
He is 13.
13, 12.
Zachary.
Sonia's 12.
It could work.
Yeah.
It depends.
on the birthdays, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could definitely work. So like your first years in high school or middle school or whatever it is. I don't do
school,
American style schools.
Secondary school.
Yeah, you're in secondary school.
Oh, yeah, actually, you're first years and we're third years.
Yeah, exactly.
Works.
Looks fine.
Otherwise, we don't go to the same school.
Yeah, so Elaine says, "Oh, friends. She like, seems quite shocked that you've got friends.
Wow.
And she's like, "Yes, good thing we've made extra for dinner. Do they want to stay for food?"
Well, you tell me. Do you want to?
So Sonia, you're not shy about where you come from then at all. You're quite happy to show people your family.
Yes, she is not ashamed of being a part of this family. She's not ashamed of the family she's choosing. She's mostly upset when people tell her that's not normal. You see, so she's fine with being an orphan and all. If you come and tell her that, oh, you poor thing, oh, that must be sad, that's when she would get upset. You see.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you tell Elaine about the school trip you've just signed up for, or do you keep it to yourself?
I will, and I will emphasize that it is very important. The teacher came in especially for me, and everyone here came along. So it's highly important and cannot be replaced. Cannot be postponed, rather. Yes.
Give me like a 2d6 roll plus your persuasiveness, which is
I see.
I can
superior.
mumble a +1.
Yeah, that's correct. We absolutely need to have Sonia at the trip won't happen without Sonia, I'm afraid.
I can like mumble trust me. If I could postpone it, I would.
Barely.
Cool. Roll with a -1 then, because of your superior being one of your worst stats. I didn't realize how bad your superior was.
-1? Fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, no, so it's -1, so... Oh, fuck, so it's a 5 then.
In that case, we bump it up to a 7 with our friendship.
Yes, with our friendships, our
We're
teams.
not using teams, so might as well take the piss with it.
Well, it would go from -2 to -1 to 0 if you use both of you as helping. So what did you roll? You rolled a 6. Okay.
Too little.
Okay, so it's still
Too
a
little.
6, unfortunately.
Sorry.
So yeah, I think Elaine like literally like scowls at you and she's like, "Well, I'm sorry, children, but Sonia has a prior engagement and won't be able to go on your school trip."
Oh, man.
She like grabs you by the shoulders a little bit hard, Sonia, and she's like, she has to make a good impression, otherwise she won't be able to join her new family. Now come along, Sonia, it's dinner time.
Why do you want to talk to the teacher about that one?
Can Deister tell that she's being grabbed hard?
Yes, she flinches when it happens.
All right. Well, Deister is going to intervene because that's what he does. So he's going to knock her hand away, and go like, "Don't do that." I mean, probably, but yeah. Knocked it off. You can't do that.
How?
It's illegal to hurt children in Finland, and you know that.
How dare you speak to me that way? I was not hurting Sonia. I was merely guiding her back inside. You should leave. See yourself out. Come along, Sonia. And she starts walking back into the house. What do you, Sonia?
Well, you heard the madam. Well, I'll go back inside. You go back home, I guess. We'll have a dinner party next time. Don't worry, guys. I'll sneak out. I won't come back here. I'll go directly to the school trip. Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Cool. And the door closes, and we have like a little montage of the night where Sonia like forges her orphanage runner's signature on the form, and then you all go to school the next day, and meet up afterwards to go to the Fortress of Solitude, or whatever it's called. I forgot what it's called again. What's it called again?
Suomenlinna.
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 Suomenlinna. Yeah, so you guys meet up with the enthusiastic as heck teacher, who's now got this giant backpack on his back that's bigger than himself.
Yay.
And he's like, right, guys, are you ready to go see Schwammenlinger?
Not really.
Are you really
Oh.
sure that you need that backpack?
You never know what you might experience when you go on adventures.
Oh, come on now, we're going to a fortress. I'm sure you won't need all that survival gear for any reason.
It's a tourist trap.
It's a tourist trap indeed, but where there are tourists, there is adventure still. Trust me. And
Doesn't even mean anything.
we have a little montage of you like going towards the entrance of this massive fortress, crossing a big bridge to get there. He like pays your admissions to get in using the money that your parents gave you, and in Sonia's case, the money that she stole from Elaine.
That's going to be fun.
And
It's actually on an island. You take a raft there, but
whatever.
Go on.
Okay, you take a raft up to the island and get onto the island, and pay your entrance fees and whatever. Unless it's free. I don't know if it's free. I've never been.
you need to pay for the raft at least.
Okay, you pay for the raft across, and you make it to the
I built a
fortress.
submarine!
No, you don't.
As you like get on the raft, you see in the distance there's another fire going on in the city. Your favorite game store's burning down. How does that
Wow.
make you feel, guys? You see Zachary's like looking over in absolute terror at it, really happy that he's in the middle of a body of water.
I turned Zachary away as I look at it. I emulate all my games anyway.
Yeah, he's like cradling his knees at the moment.
Is it our favorite game shop? Everybody's like.
Yeah, it's like the local game shop. Everyone goes there. It's like
Yeah,
Oh, no.
whatever, I'll make your game.
you all go there to play the latest card game, and video games and board games and all kinds of games.
The Digimon card game just released the new set.
Yeah,
Oh.
you hear that BT8's
Not
coming
anymore.
out soon. But yeah, you guys.
Too bad about the translation though.
Yeah, we see it burning in the background. We hear like the sirens of the fire engines go past. I wanted to sort of paint that picture because I think the fires are going to be important going forward. And you eventually make it over to the fortress and get led on the most boring experience of your life.
Oh my god.
The guy leading you around is making it out like it's this massive adventure where you're going to see all these kinds of cool things, and he like points to a rock and like tells you the history about it from the plaque in front of it, and you guys like roll your eyes in boredom. He like takes you to like this nice sculpture that's in there, and you guys like scoff at it. He takes you across the ruins and climbs up a couple of stone walls he's not supposed to make himself. He wants to appear like he's breaking the rules to be like a cool teacher, but like he almost immediately gets caught by one of the security guards and told to get down, and he's like grumbling and mumbling to himself about them not letting him have any fun, and you make it towards the center of the fortress, and suddenly a massive burst of blue light appears in front of you, and it's like blowing this massive gust of wind towards you, blowing your hair back. It's on you. You reach up and try and keep your hat on, and like the teacher's like, "Oh my gosh, adventure did come knocking!" And then
Can you not?
then these little creatures step out of the glow. There's a small, furry, dinosaur-looking thing. There is what looks like a ferret, but also like a bear, but also like a dog. It's weird. It's standing on two legs and waving. There's a little bunny rabbit with headphones on. There's a spectral flame ghost, and the little marshmallow sheep.
Glad it's gone.
They float.
So they do have attractions in there. He didn't lie.
I don't think that's part of the course.
You noticed, Kageaki, that you dropped your laptop out of your bag and didn't realize. And it's clattered to the ground, and it's what's open, and the portal seems to be projected from your laptop at the moment.
Why?
So, did you do that thing, or?
Technically, it was a joint effort now that I think about it.
So, everything is fine, is what I'm hearing.
Nope.
Ha! Okay.
I think Pillowmon throws a bucket of water at you guys.
That's not a rock.
At least it's not a rock.
She's learning.
She's like,
Yeah, why? I
She's
have
like-
electrics on me.
she's like, hello.
Is this how you say hi over there? We're all wet now.
That's what I've been told. And she like sheepishly, no pun intended, looks
I get it.
at looks at Ghostmon, who told her that's how you say hi.
Ghostmon is looking anywhere but at Pillowmon, just whistling innocently. Innocuously, that's the word. Yes. Obviously, you know. What are you even on about? Who are you guys?
Well, by the way, is it just me, or did these things talk? And they fly too. Hello?
Teacher, does this fortress have any natural gas anywhere that could cause us to hallucinate? Because I really want to be hallucinating right now.
Hallucination, yes, right.
There shouldn't be any technology on this island.
Technology.
What did you do, Kageaki? He says, and he's like, what are these creatures? And he like kneels down in front of them.
I did.
Like as he kneels down, a giant scythe comes out of the portal and slices his hat in two as he kneels down in front of the creatures. And he's like, and you see like this like cartoonish thing where like shock goes up his spine and he like goes on a lens, and Schneemon's head sticks through and he roars unintelligible insect noises at you guys.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Everyone back. No.
Watch out!
Phone, flashlight, aye.
Sorry,
I
you see?
sign my.
I think Deister is going to try to tackle the teacher out of Schneemon's way.
I sign my phone's flashlight in its eyes.
It doesn't have eyes, so it doesn't do anything. But
It has sensors. It has to see somehow.
it sees through sound. That's actually in its law. But yeah,
Well, I
you
don't know
shine a flashlight at its face, and it roars at you. And Tyso, you spear your teacher to the ground and like drag him to safety. And you see like Ghostmon scowl at Schneemon. It's like, God damn it, he followed us! Quick, guys, we need to protect these people, whoever they are. They seem like nice guys, and I get a strange feeling from that one.
Which one?
That one.
That one, you know. Don't ask such a stupid question.
I'm kind of wondering on it right now.
So yeah,
So-
you guys, how do you drive it back through the portal to protect the humans? This is from the point of view of the Digimon now that you're back in.
Right. If vision doesn't work, then probably sound does. So I put my phone to max and put a timer for a few seconds, then get my phone in its face.
Cool, so you charge it and you put your phone in its face and it squeals really loudly. Can you roll me 3d6 and unleash your powers? whatever your plus is for that.
Unleash my powers. That should be a +2.
By the way, the field
Yes.
rolls we had as humans, do they give us experience or
A
is it
10.
just the yen one?
Sorry,
No.
they don't give you experience there. This is a flashback episode, so you can't get experience for things that technically.
I had to try.
I will be giving you significant experience at the end of the session. Don't worry.
10 points, right?
Yeah, so 10, it works. You let out a sonic wave from your phone that completely blinds and disrupts its vision. And you see Cutemon look up at the sound that you're making, and he's like, oh, that's a great idea! And he starts blowing out a massive sound that's a little bit louder as well to like add to yours. And you see that Shinaimon's in a lot of pain right now because it can't see. It's being hit by these sound waves. It's being completely confused. Doesn't know what direction it's moving in. It starts slashing wildly and breaking the ruins around it. What do you guys do to push it back now that it's blinded completely?
I think now that it's unable to focus, I think Daisto and probably instinctively Ghostman as well will try to literally push it back through the portal. So one of them tackles, because it has 2 scythe arms. So one of them tackles the other arm, and the other one tackles the other, and they just try to physically push Snaimon back. Probably, hopefully, with the help of some of the other Digimon as well. And
Yeah,
maybe
I think
someone else.
not wanting to be outdone by his rival, Pablo joins you and pushes with Gazimon. And obviously, Kageyaki's still on its pointing the phone at its head and stuff. Sonia, what are you and Zach doing at the moment? Because obviously you are the more, I guess, timid of the group. Not like you're always timid, but like of the like action-packed people you are.
Of course.
You need to work
for the
together
record-
to push it back.
For the record, I am between them and the Snaimon.
Do we go behind it and try to pull it? What's the... Zach, what do you think? Yes, we'll help. Yes, let's go. No time to think. Push.
Zach's like crawling away, like trying to get as far away from the danger as possible, and you start dragging him towards the portal. He's like, no, I don't want to go.
You won't be able to run away.
And then he like reluctantly grabs hold of whatever it was you wanting to grab, and he pulls, and the Schneimon falls back through the portal, but he takes you guys with him, and the portal. As it's about to close, the teacher runs towards the portal and he's like, wait, kids! Don't go off by yourself, it's dangerous! And the portal closes on him.
And he died. Only half of him got through.
That's gruesome.
And then the rest is history, as they say. We already know what happens after that.
Actually, the rest isn't his story, it's our story.
Yes.
Smarty pants.
Cool. So, I think the last scene that I want to frame is a scene with Keramon. So, in the digital world, this is set a few, I want to say months, years, something back, around the time Yggdrasil reset the world. We see Keramon in a stasis pod of his own, alongside a whole bunch of other Keramon in stasis pods of their own. Actually, I need to put on my creepy music. Where's my music? Let me find it. Where was it? One sec. My from search isn't working. Here it is. How do I loop and skip song and stuff?
I stopped first, and then You can play again, I think.
Cool. So
Okay.
yeah, we see Keramon in his stasis pod. It's glowing this bright green, and it's protecting him from whatever's going on outside. And we see like a panned out shot of the entire digital world being reset. Everything gets deleted except Keramon and a handful of other Digimon. And then everything gets reconstructed from scratch, and a whole bunch of Digi-eggs start dropping onto the world again. And the sun glows a bright sun in the sky. And Keramon, a few weeks after that, awakens from his stasis pod as another Digimon's green hand that looks very ethereal pushes against the glass, and it opens with a whole bunch of steam that comes out. And we see a silhouetted back of a Digimon as Keramon falls out of the stasis pod. And Keramon starts coughing and spluttering, and Digicode comes out of its mouth as it kind of struggles to survive in the new atmosphere, as it didn't have the X antibody. And this Digimon says, "You'll do nicely. You remember the old world, correct?" He's like, yes, yeah. So why did you take me out? Fear not, young one. He extends a hand and says, "All you have to do is sign my book, and everything will be okay." And we get like a scene of Keramon writing in the book in his own Digicode blood, and suddenly he's able to breathe in the atmosphere without the X antibody, and he's able to live. And he's like, and what about my brothers and sisters? I'm afraid I don't have enough magic for them. But you can take revenge on the people who sealed away your brothers and sisters. I can assure you of that. And it like zooms out. There's like lightning strikes and evil energy and shit.
Oh.
I can't believe Shrek is the villain.
Shrek's the villain all along.
You can't believe what? Who's the villain?
Shrek.
And
come on now.
we enter the credit scene with "Somebody Wants to Be." No,
I hope not.
no, it's not Shrek. But yeah.
Oh no. Spoilers. No one knows, not Shrek.
Shrekmon. Ah, you see.
I think that's where we'll close the session because it's 10 o'clock now. At least 10 o'clock my time.
All right. Yeah. Sure.
We actually somehow managed to squeeze it all in.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, end of session, everyone gets an experience. Yay!
Live it up to this.
I also want to do something new. I want
yes,
you each
you
to
said so.
vote for the person who did the best roleplay, the person who developed their character's story the most, and the person who introduced like elements of the story that weren't to do with their character the most. And each person you vote for will get an experience.
Wow.
Well, I mean, quite trivially, Kagayaki was the one who developed their character the most.
True.
Or, well, by extension, Doraemon. Doraemon by extension, Kagayaki, then, I mean.
You mean Granddaddy Drachmon? I always call it that.
What was the last category? I didn't quite hear that.
Produce stuff that haven't.
So it's the person
have something-
that develops their own story the most, the person that
Everyone's-
role-played the best, and the person that developed the wider story that isn't to do with just their character the most.
Wider story.
And by vote, you mean the one who wins the vote, or I don't understand this
The one
concept.
who
I'm sorry.
the one who wins the vote gets an experience, basically. It's
Alright,
who you
sure.
agree was the best at that thing this session.
Okay.
So
well,
there's 3
Can I give
categories
this
for 3 points. Is that right?
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm basically using this to
Okay.
fill in for the fact you don't get experience during this session.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, Kagayaki quite trivially wins the category of developing their own character the most. That's the easy one.
Do you agree, Sonia?
I do agree, yes.
I won't say no.
Extra experience to Kagyaki.
Poggy.
Who was the best at role playing? Everybody vote in the chat.
I don't know.
And you can't vote for yourself.
If my plan is ruined, you ruined it.
Vote for me and put Keramon some experience. No, I'm joking.
Oh.
I just do it for the meme, to be honest.
I did like Kagayaki's scene, well, the Dorumon scene when he woke up. That was a nice one. So, I'll vote this. So, tiebreaker, maybe.
Okay, so I can either make this not degenerate, or I can make us forced to roll a die.
Basically.
I always pick the die.
Fuck you.
It is a tie. It is a tie, antinomy.
I guess we all
If
get
it's a tie, Ty shows up and says, "Hey, fancy meeting you guys here." No.
Tie as in
Not here, too!
tie as in tie so, right?
You already hog the spotlight.
If it's a tie, then you all get experience.
I'm disappointed. I want you to
Can
say
I
nobody
can
gets it.
can I decline taking this one?
I think you've declined too much experience at this point.
No.
Yes.
Oh, I'm trying to let everyone catch up to me. You can't do this to me.
Okay.
Oh.
And who developed the wider story the most?
Wider story, I mean.
Like who developed
we-
the actual world or the plot the most? Aside from me, of course.
Did we like develop anything besides the Royal Knight thing?
The
The rest of it was basically stuff we knew.
Well, I made up on the spot that that lady was my mom. I guess this has nothing to do with with me. That's one thing.
Maybe Elaine is your world.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah.
But I can vote for myself, so I'll say Kagayaki as well. Oh no! If I say that, you will just make it attack. I can't. We've cheated the system. Fuck. Well, it doesn't matter who I vote for. Okay, yeah,
Perfect.
Cool. Everyone gets.
You mean
Whenever I can make it a tie, I will always make it a tie.
well, I get an
Maybe I didn't
advancement
think this.
thanks
Maybe I didn't
to
think
you.
this through very well, but okay.
It would probably be a bit. It would probably be a bit better if there were a bit more of us. Then with 3, it turns into pretty. It easily turns into this kind of degenerate thing when each of us only has 2.
If it means anything, I would do this even if we got literally nothing out of a tie.
I mean, at the very least, you're getting about as much experience, if not less, than you would have in a regular session. So I'm fine with it.
Given my roles, I think I actually got less.
That's fine.
Anyways, I actually have to pick what the fuck I get for my level up as well. Unlock an advanced move is only once, right?
Yeah, unlock an advanced move is
There are two advancements that unlock advanced moves.
yeah, and they're on a separate page in the tabs. If you want to
Does it stay or is it a one-time thing?
Oh, it stays forever. You permanently unlock that move. It's like a grown-up move. You're like, you can handle the situation better with those moves. You just got to remind me that you have them because I have a tendency to forget them.
Man, I'm so far behind. Like, I'm not Pablo behind, but I'm very behind still.
Gosh, how has Pablo only had 3 advancements in like 17 sessions?
Well, he misses a lot. Well, sessions, I mean.
Yeah, but so does...
He misses a lot of sessions and he doesn't really do much. He actively declines opportunities to use team moves as well. So yeah, there's that.
I'll pick advanced move then and get the yield your powers.
Cool. So when you wield your powers by doing something only you or your Digimon can do with precision, grace, or skill, you roll unique, and then basically it's unleash your powers but better.
Yeah, it fits.
Yep, works for me. Cool. Well, that's everything I wanted to get through today. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself.
Yeah.
And
It was nice having a game.
Yeah, hopefully we can have like a session in the present again sometime soon.
I like your optimism, boy.
Flashback hell.
Yeah, just like all the flashback episodes in a row.
Yeah.
Well, in fairness, yeah.
Well, at least this one we should have done at the start.
Yeah.
The meeting the partners thing.
Well,
it should also be noted.
It's something I kind of wanted to skip over at the start because I like to throw you straight into the action and it kind of takes the edge off rather than me going, you meet your partners, awkward stare.
I see.
But then I felt like in this flashback episode it was just a good idea to sort of air out how that happened and what it looked like and everything like that. But yeah, hopefully next session we get to actually play in the present. Otherwise, we'll be stuck in one of those episodes where it's like they're sat around a campfire saying, "Hey, remember when this happened?" and flashing back to episodes we've already done.
It should be noted that with Dormon and Shipmon we can just farm the backstory episodes.
Yeah.
They have an entire life story to tell.
That's for sure.
True.
Hopefully the next time we do a flashback episode, Ivo is there, so he can finally complete his part of the flashbacks.
Ha! I like your optimism.
Well, I am a upbeat guy. Well, that is all for today, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe the next time on. Yes, maybe not, because it's.
Well, I think we already had next time on, and we said we were going into the dark zone next episode.
Yeah. And one day
doing part 3 of the second arc. So hopefully we can do that on next Saturday.
Maybe not next one.
I've forgotten what day we actually do the role playing on it.
Sundays usually.
Sundays at this point. It's just Sundays.
This one on 7th normally, since Halloween time seems to be quite complicated.
Cool. Well, we'll do it.
Speaking of Pablo, by the way, I just noticed when I was going over my playbook that and comparing to the others, Pablo has too few. Like his stats are too small, too tiny. He should have one more. Yes.
Wait, let me do a check. So he's got -2 plus 2.
-2, 0, 0, +2, +3, which is the same set that Zachary has. And I have, now that I took the rearrange and give any +1, I have a 1 higher than he does. So, yeah.
+3.
His stats are too tiny, too small.
Wait, he needs to boost 1 up. You mean?
Plus
Yeah, he
3.
needs to
Yes,
boost
it
something
is
by
too
1.
small. Yes,
So
you're right. Because
I think it's because he hasn't permanently added the +1 to one of his labels yet from his last upgrade. He needs to change.
well, we have to ask him.
Did he do that? I thought he did that.
I
He
guess.
may have been
But
missing. No, well,
I
whatever.
don't know.
I mean, it doesn't look like he has because he's only got +3 total, which is what you have at the start. So I'm gonna like outline that in gold so that I can like remember.
Maybe
Maybe
he didn't.
He removed it afterwards.
Maybe he forgot to add the initial +1 that we get at the very character creation.
Maybe.
So that when he did that with the advancement, he then got back
The thing is,
back to back in line with this.
If that's true, he'd be rolling a lot more fails, and he's just not rolled many fails.
He just hasn't rolled a lot.
That's true too.
That is true.
He's not in the center of the action.
He is getting better at it, though. He is getting more assertive. And
He is.
Yes.
I do agree with this.
like you, he was
I think
very
positive, at least you have me right behind you in terms of experience.
Yeah, you're catching up to Taisto now.
Actually, the rest of the party is catching up to me and Taisto.
Yeah, I think the next person to get their moment of truth will probably be
Zachary.
Zach or Sonia.
Yep.
Both of you are like 1 experience away from getting a level up.
7. I'm 1 level behind Zach. Probably should manage.
You have 1 more advancement than you need to unlock the second moment of truth anyway, so same for action.
All right. So it might actually be Sonia.
Zach has 2 more than he needs, so
Yeah.
so yeah, maybe we'll get a Digivolution next episode as well, which would be kind of cool. Anyway, yeah, I need to get going now, so I'll catch you all later.
All
Till
right.
next
Bye.
time, folks. Bye bye.
Till next time.
Bye.